Welcome to the second battle of week number 7 of the FNF Victory Road Draft League Season 3. This battle is going to be pitting Noel's team, which is Hypno's Slumber Party, and Noel happens to be me, versus Drizzleboy's team, which is Croatian Vanilluxe. And we're going to be looking at this replay. I did already play this battle, so I do know what happens. But it is going to be quite an interesting one. So, before we get into that, the Mega Pokemon are Mega Manectric and Mega Gardevoir, respectively. And then no Z Pokemon on Hypno's Slumber Party. We also have Z Attack Scolipede on Croatian Vanilluxe. So let's take a look. It does look like Vanilluxe actually has a really decent matchup. Nothing resists Ice except Blastoise, which it could use Freeze Dry on. So it did have a really interesting matchup there. Rotom Heat also very interesting. It can take on Celesteela quite easily and then keep Volt Switching out. So Rocks would be very important for Hypno Slumber Party to set up. And then Celesteela is going to be a very important Pokemon to take out because it does stand in the way of Scolipede and Gliscor. And to an extent, Mega Gardevoir too. It does get Thunderbolt. But yeah, so Celesteela is going to be really important to take out. Clefable could also be really hard to deal with, depending on if he's going for boosting or damage over time. Clefable's abilities really help with those scenarios. So it's going to be interesting to see how this goes, and let's jump right in. Once again, this is a replay, so I do know what happened already, but I'll try to act like I don't to an extent. Alright. So the battle begins with Rem, the Mega Manectric, versus Persian, the Alola Persian. Rem goes for the light screen, and Persian goes for a U-turn. That critical hit U-turn is going to do 23% on Rem, and Gardevoir is the one who comes out, Mega Gardevoir to be exact. And there's a Volt Switch from Rem. And Rem goes into Kaguya, the Celesteela. The Hyper Voice, not going to do a lot to Kaguya, only 13%. And Rotom Heat comes in to take any hits from Kaguya. The Leech Seed is going to do a little damage to Rotom Heat. And in comes Nightlight, the Clefable. Rotom goes for the Volt Switch. And Scolipede comes in. Scolipede goes for the Swords Dance, and Nightlight goes for Flamethrower. That's going to bring Scolipede down to 31%. Nightlight now at 90%, and the light screen is gone. That speed boost is also going to allow Scolipede to boost its speed a little bit. Nightlight goes for the Protect, and the Poison Jab's going to not connect because of that. Nightlight now nearly at full HP, facing Scolipede with the +2 attack, +2 speed. The Poison Jab does 56% to Nightlight now, who takes out Scolipede with the Flamethrower, and the score is now 6-5. Nightlight at 47% after leftovers, and in comes YOLO, the Vanilluxe. Nightlight goes for that Protect, scouting out what move it uses. It looks like it's a Flash Cannon coming from Vanilluxe. And in comes Pajamas, the Scrafty. And the Blizzard hits hard, doing 74% to Pajamas, taking it down to 26% HP. Now 20 after the hail damage. YOLO is holding a Life Orb, and there's that Signal Beam, taking out Pajamas entirely. YOLO now at 81%. Score is now 5-5. Rem, the Manectric, comes right back out and sets up a light screen. YOLO stays in, going for the Blizzard. That's going to bring it down to 33%. YOLO still taking that Life Orb damage. Rem at 26% now after the hail, and Overheat takes out YOLO. Score is now 5-4 with Rem at -2 and 26%. This is a good time for Gardevoir to come in, or Gliscor. Gliscor does come in, and Celesteela is the one who takes the attack from Gliscor, but Gliscor switches out into Rotom. And Rotom goes for the Trick, giving Choice Specs to Kaguya, who goes for the Leech Seed. Now Kaguya is locked into Leech Seed, and it can't do much else. Rotom now at 76%, and Dynamo, the Golem Alola, comes out. Volt Switch is only going to do 9% to Golem Alola, and Gliscor is the one to come in. It can threaten it with some Earthquakes here. So Celesteela comes back in Kaguya, and the Earthquake does not hit. Rotom Heat comes back in, and we see Kaguya going for the Leech Seed. That Leech Seed is going to do residual damage, but because no rocks are up, Rotom Heat still isn't getting too punished for coming in. Dynamo, the Golem Alola, comes back in, and Volt Switch is going to hit Dynamo, taking it down to 71%. In comes Gardevoir. And Celesteela comes in. The Hyper Voice hits Kaguya, doing 40%. It's a critical hit, and Thunderbolt takes out Kaguya. Its Wakan Berry was taken earlier, and the critical hit put it in range, taking Kaguya out. The trick from Rotom ensured that Gardevoir could take on Celesteela. Really smart move there. Rem comes in. The Gliscor is going to block Volt Switch, though. And Rem goes for the Hidden Power Ice. It's going to take Gliscor down to 18%, who retaliates with an Earthquake, taking out Rem, and the score is now 3-4. In comes Cradle, the Blastoise, going for the Water Spout, taking out Gliscor. The score is now 3-3. Persian Alola comes in to face Blastoise, but Nightlight comes in at 47%. The Foul Play is not going to do much, only 8% to Nightlight, who restores to 46%. And there's the Gunk Shot doing 32% to Nightlight, who sends up a Wish. Nightlight now at 21%. It can't take another Gunk Shot. It goes for the Protect, so that Gunk Shot won't hit. And that Wish comes down, bringing Nightlight to 77%. There's the Toxic from Persian, and there's another Wish going up for Nightlight. The Toxic is going to do a little damage, so this is not a Magic Guard Clefable. This is an unaware Clefable. Dynamo, the Golem Alola, comes in. That Gunk Shot hits, taking it down to 63%, and Dynamo restores its HP to full with that Wish. Now Dynamo is Toxic, and Stealth Rock goes up for Dynamo. Persian at 100%. The Foul Play is going to bring Dynamo down to 51% as Dynamo retaliates with a return. It's going to do 43% to Persian, and meanwhile Dynamo does take some toxic damage. 32% Dynamo goes down to the Foul Play. The score is now 2-3 as Persian is brought back up to 69% with those leftovers. Cradle comes in, and it goes for the Water Spout, taking out Persian. The score is now 2-2. And in comes Gardevoir. Water Spout hits Gardevoir, taking it down to 2%, and Gardevoir retaliates by going for the Destiny Bond. Cradle can't go for the Water Spout now, and Clefable comes in. The Thunderbolt's going to take Clefable down to 39%, but the Toxic will ensure that Thunderbolt kills again, although Hyper Voice will just take it out anyways. And indeed it does. Nightlight is taken down, Gardevoir at 2%, and Cradle the Blastoise comes back in, going for that Water Spout on Gardevoir. It does outspeed, and Gardevoir is taken down. Rotom Heat comes in, hurt by the rocks, and Cradle goes for that final Water Spout, taking down Rotom Heat, and the score is 1-0 in favor of Noelle and Hypno Slumber Party over Drizzleboy and Croatian Vanilluxe. Really interesting battle there, super close one. Blastoise with the Water Spout really showcasing what it can do offensively as well as defensively. Interesting Pokemon because it could kind of do both, not well either way, but the fact that it could do both is really cool. So yeah, really well played on both sides. The trick on Celesteela was a very great move to take out a problem Pokemon. And yeah, stay tuned for some more Week 7 matches coming up. This is Noelle from Hypno Slumber Party, and I'll see you then.